Welcome back. In our last lesson, we learned about how to say in order to, as well as several related grammar forms. And in this lesson, I'll teach you how to use several sentence connectors and grammar forms that have to do with thinking about things and realizing things. And just like before, I'll also be teaching some more advanced ways to do this. First, here are the topics we'll learn about in this lesson. Okay, let's get started with the first form. The ga form has two uses: to make suggestions, like asking shall I or shall we, or for wondering if something is possible or not, meaning could or would. The form 가봐서 is a combination of the form ga with 봐서 from the verb 보다, meaning to see, and means that someone is thinking about, literally seeing, whatever verb comes before ga. When used as a sentence connector and not at the end of a sentence, 가봐서 is only used to mean could or would and not shall I or shall we. The 가봐서 form can translate as thinking or worrying. Because it ends in the 서 form, you can simply think of this form as being similar to saying 것 같아서, meaning because I was thinking or worrying that. 가봐서 is used to explain the reason for someone doing something. For example, A 가봐서 B means I was thinking or worrying about A, so I did B. To use it, attach 을까봐 directly after a verb stem or past tense verb stem that ends with a consonant, or attach 리을까봐 if it ends with a vowel. So 하다 would become 할까봐 and 먹다 would become 먹을까봐. Optionally, attach 서. This is less common. There are some verb exceptions which you can pause the video for here.
아침에 못 일어날까봐 걱정돼요.
I'm getting worried that I won't be able to wake up in the morning.
또 배탈이 날까봐 못 먹겠어요.
I can't eat because I'm worried I'll get a stomachache again.
음식이 부족할까봐 많이 샀어요.
I bought a lot because I was worried there wouldn't be enough food.
비닐이 찢어질까봐 못 들겠어요.
I can't pick it up because I'm worried the plastic will rip.
비가 올까봐 창문을 닫고 나갔어요.
I closed the window and left because I was worried it could rain.
아빠한테 혼날까봐 일찍 들어갔어요.
I went back early because I was worried I'd get scolded by my dad.
얼룩이 안 지워질까봐 걱정이에요.
I'm worried because the stain might not come out. In fact, the form 가 can also be used by itself in the same way as 가봐서 when it's followed by a verb meaning to worry. The meaning is the same. However, it's more common to use the complete form, 가봐서. Since 가 means could or would, this sort of usage literally means I was worried. Could or would it be?
날씨가 추울까 걱정이에요.
I'm worried the weather might be cold.
사고가 날까 무서워요.
I'm scared because there might be an accident. 보니까 comes from the verb 보다, meaning to see, which is used commonly to say to try doing something. This is combined with the form 으니까, meaning because, in order to show that the speaker realizes something after they first try doing something. For example, A 보니까 B means after trying A for the first time, I realized B. You can also translate 보니까 as now that I've tried, I realized. To use it, conjugate an action verb and then add 보니까. So 하다 would become 해 보니까. Optionally, 가 can be removed. This is slightly more formal and less common. Note that 보다 can either become 봐보니까 or simply just 보니까.
생각해보니까 그게 맞네요.
After thinking about it, I realized that's right.
실제로 써보니까 생각보다 더 좋아요.
After actually trying it, it's better than I thought.
보기엔 별로였는데 먹어보니까 정말 맛있네요.
It wasn't so good looking at it, but after trying, eating it, it's really delicious.
직접 해보니까 어때요?
How is it after trying it for yourself?
TV로만 보다가 실제로 보니까 신기해요.
I only saw it on TV, but then after seeing it for real, it's cool. 고 보니까 is also from the form 으니까 in order to show that the speaker realizes something. However, instead of using a regular conjugated verb, so 하다 becoming 해, it uses the sentence connector 고, meaning and then. This means that the speaker realizes something not after they try doing it for the first time, but simply after they've finished doing something. For example, A 고 보니까 B means after finishing doing A, I realized B. This usage is similar to the form 고 나니까, with a stronger feeling of realizing something and thinking about it. To use it, attach 고 보니까 after an action verb stem, so 하다 becomes 하고 보니까. Optionally, 가 can be removed.
부모가 되고 보니까 배울 게 참 많네요.
After becoming a parent, I realize there's really a lot to learn.
버스를 타고 보니 가방을 놓고 왔어요.
After taking the bus, I realized I'd left my bag.
시간이 지나고 보니 별거 아니었어요.
After time had passed, I realized it wasn't a big deal.
그러고 보니 저도 먹어본 적이 없네요.
Come to think of it, I've never tried eating it before either.
급하게 사고 보니 다른 모델을 잘못 샀더라고요.
After hastily buying it, I realized I'd bought a different model by mistake. 타가 보니까 is also from the form 으니까 in order to show that the speaker realizes something. It uses the sentence connector 타가, meaning while. This means that the speaker realizes something not after doing something, but while they've been doing something for a while. For example, A 타가 보니까 B means while doing A for a while, I realized B. More naturally, you can translate this as after having done A, I realized while doing A, B. To use it, attach 다 보니까 after an action verb stem. So 하다 just becomes 하다 보니까. Optionally, 가 can be removed. Also, this can be 타가, but this is less common.
입다 보니 좋아서 더 샀어요.
After having worn it, I realized I liked it, so I bought more.
먹다 보니까 먹을만 해요.
After having eaten it, it's not bad.
계속 연습하다 보니 익숙해졌어요.
After I kept practicing, I got used to it.
같은 노래를 계속 듣다 보니까 저절로 외워졌어요.
After listening to the same song continually, I memorized it automatically.
추운 데서 살다 보니까 조금만 더워도 힘들어요.
After having lived in a cold place, it's difficult for me even if it's only a little bit hot. 다 보니까 looks the same as 타가 보니까, but is a separate form. It also comes from the form 으니까 in order to show that the speaker realizes something. However, it uses the plain form, which is used to make basic statements. It is. This means that the speaker realizes something because it is a certain way. It's only used with descriptive verbs. For example, A 다 보니까 B means A is, so I realized B. More naturally, you can translate this as seeing as A, I realized B. Or given that A, I realized B. Or simply because A, I realized B. To use it, conjugate a descriptive verb into the plain form. Then attach 보니까. so 맵다 just becomes 맵다 보니까. Optionally, 가 can be removed.
가격이 너무 비싸다 보니까 아무도 안 사요.
Seeing as the price is too expensive, nobody is buying it.
차 소리가 크다 보니까 하나도 못 알아듣겠어요.
Seeing as the car's loud, I won't be able to understand at all.
머릿속이 복잡하다 보니 뭘 해도 오래 걸려요.
Seeing as my thoughts are complicated, no matter what I do, it takes a long time.
눈이 안 좋다 보니까 안경이 꼭 필요해요.
Seeing as my eyes are bad, I surely need glasses.
창문이 너무 깨끗하다 보니 새들이 한 번씩 부딪혀요.
Seeing as the window is so clean, once in a while birds bump into it. 다가 보면 is a combination of 다가, meaning while, and 보면, meaning if you look. It's used to say that if something continues to happen, there will be some result. Unlike the form 다가는, 다가 보면 does not have to be a negative result. In addition, 다가 보면 is most often used with action verbs. You can think of A 다가 보면 B as meaning if A continues happening, then B will happen. More naturally, you can translate this as once you do or if you keep doing. Just like 다가, the same person must be doing both actions. To use it, attach 다 보면 after an action verb stem, so 하다 becomes 하다 보면. Also, this can be 다가, but this is less common.
하다 보면 다들 잘해요.
Once you try it, everyone is good at it.
살다 보면 익숙해질 거예요.
Once you live there, you'll get used to it.
달리다 보면 어느 순간 달리는 게 쉬워져요.
If you keep running, eventually running will become easy.
쓴 약도 계속 먹다 보면 안 쓰게 느껴지더라고요.
If you keep taking bitter medicine, it feels like it's not bitter.
이것저것 배우다 보면 제가 잘하는 걸 찾을 수 있겠죠.
If I keep learning this and that, I'll be able to find something I'm good at. The 다니 form is used to express the speaker's current reaction to something. This can be surprise, happiness, sadness, doubt, or thinking about something. For example, A 다니 B means my reaction to A is B. Or more naturally, 다니 can translate as I can't believe something happened or something is, or to think something happened or something is. To use it, attach 다니 directly after a verb stem or past tense verb stem. So 하다 would just become 하다니. Note that the verb 이다 becomes 이라니 after a consonant and 라니 after a vowel. 아니다 becomes 아니라니.
아직도 12시라니 믿을 수가 없어요.
To think it's still 12 o'clock. I can't believe it.
드디어 집에 갈 수 있다니 너무 행복해요.
To think I can finally go home. I'm so happy.
영희는 이런 게 집에 많다니 부러워요.
To think Youngie has a lot of these at home. I'm jealous.
할 수 있는 사람이 없다니 제가 해야죠.
To think there's nobody who can do it, then I should do it.
김밥이 10,000원이라니 정말 비싸네요.
To think kimbap is 10,000 won? That's really expensive. The 다니 form can also be used after a quoting form and becomes 니. This is the same form, but it's used to express the speaker's current reaction to something that they heard, or to something that someone said. For example, A, ni, B means my reaction to hearing A is B. Or more naturally, ni can translate as I can't believe I heard, or someone said. To use it, attach ni directly after a quoting form without 고. So 하다 would become 한다니.
아직도 제가 누군지 모른다니 실망이에요.
It's disappointing to hear that they still don't know who I am.
더 만들지 않아도 된다니 다행이에요.
It's fortunate that I heard I don't have to make any more.
제 유튜브로만 한글을 배웠다니 뿌듯하네요.
I feel good to hear that you learned Hangul only with my YouTube.
90세 할머니가 오토바이를 운전한다니 정말 놀라워요.
It's really amazing to hear that a 90-year-old grandmother drives a motorcycle. Optionally, the form ni can also shorten depending on the type of quote. Question quotes, such as 냐고 하니, can shorten to 냐니. Command quotes, such as 으라 하니, can shorten to become 으라니. And suggestion quotes, such as 자고 하니, can shorten to become 자니.
이런 날 밖에 나가자니 제정신이에요?
I can't believe you're saying let's go outside on a day like this. Are you out of your mind? 치고는 is used after a noun to express that something is out of the ordinary. For example, A 치고는 B means for being A, it's B, and B is out of the ordinary. This form uses the verb 치다, which appears in several related forms and means to accept as or to consider as. 치고는 can also be shortened to 치곤 in everyday speech. To use it, attach 치고 directly after a noun. So 학교 would become 학교치고. Optionally, add the topic marker for more emphasis.
학교치고는 건물이 작아요.
For a school, the building is small.
5살 치고는 말을 참 잘하네요.
They speak really well for a 5-year-old.
중학생 치고는 키가 크죠.
They're tall for a middle school student.
여기가 시골 치고는 좀 비싸요.
Here's a bit expensive for the countryside.
중고차 치고는 상태가 좋아 보여요.
The condition looks good for a used car. The verb 치다 can also be used on its own to mean to accept or consider as, to assume, or to say. It's commonly used with quoting forms. To use it, add 치다 after a statement quoting form with a space, then conjugate it. So 하다 would become 한다고 치다. Or add 치다 after a noun with the particle 으로. This will commonly become 치면, meaning if we accept that. 쳐도, even if we accept that. As well as 치고, accepting that, which we already learned. At the end of a sentence, this can also become 치자, let's accept that, and others.
그렇다고 치면 뭐가 달라져요?
If we say it's so, then will something be different?
연습한다고 치고 한 번 더 해보세요.
Say it's practicing and try it once more.
그냥 돈이 더 없다고 치고 이걸로 사요.
Let's just say we have no more money and buy this one.
영희의 실수라고 쳐도 책임은 모두에게 있어요.
Even if we say it's Youngi's mistake, everyone has the responsibility.
철수가 미국에서 태어났다고 쳐도 한국말을 너무 못해요.
Even if we assume Charsu was born in America, he can't speak Korean. 테니까 comes from the form 으니까 and is a future tense form. 테니까 has the same exceptions as 으니까. It's used to express a reason and can be followed by a command or suggestion, etc. 테니까 is used to make an assumption about the future and to give a reason for that assumption. For example, A 테니까 B means because or since I assume A, therefore B. A few more translations for 테니까 are since I'm sure or since it must be and since it's supposed to. To use it, attach 을 테니까 directly after a verb stem or past tense verb stem that ends with a consonant, or attach 릴 테니까 if it ends with a vowel. So 하다 becomes 할 테니까 and 먹다 becomes 먹을 테니까. Attaching 까 is optional, but it's most often added in everyday speech. Note that verb stem exceptions may apply, and you can pause the video for a few of those.
제가 할 테니까 먼저 가세요.
I'll do it, so you go first.
이따 비가 올 테니까 우산 가져가세요.
It'll rain a bit later, so bring an umbrella.
설거지는 제가 할 테니 청소기를 돌려주세요.
I'll do the dishes, so please vacuum.
밥은 제가 살 테니까 디저트를 사주세요.
I'll buy the meal, so please buy dessert.
다 알 테니까 설명하지 않을게요.
You probably know everything, so I won't explain it.
한 번만 보여줄 테니까 잘 보고 따라하세요.
I'll only show you once, so watch well and follow along. 텐데 comes from the form 대 and is a future tense form. 텐데 also has the same usage as 대. It's used to express contrast and is used when explaining something or introducing helpful information. 텐데 is also used to make an assumption about the future. For example, A 텐데 B means I assume A and or but B. A few more translations for 텐데 are I'm sure and or but, it must be and or but, and it's supposed to and or but. To use it, attach 을 텐데 directly after a verb stem or past tense verb stem that ends with a consonant, or attach 릴 텐데 if it ends with a vowel. So 하다 becomes 할 텐데 and 먹다 becomes 먹을 텐데. Optionally, attach 요 at the end of a sentence. Some exceptions may apply. You can pause the video here.
같이 가면 좋을 텐데 아쉽네요.
It would be good if we go together, but it's too bad.
어제도 들었을 텐데 기억이 안 나요.
I'm sure I heard it yesterday too, but I don't remember.
이따 가면 늦을 텐데 지금 나가요.
If we go later, we'll be late, so let's go now.
이미 바쁠 텐데 무리하지 마세요.
I'm sure you're already busy, so don't overdo it.
좀 힘들 텐데 괜찮겠어요?
It'll be a bit difficult, but will you be okay?
이러는 이유가 있을 텐데 뭔지 모르겠어요.
I'm sure there's a reason why they're like this, but I don't know what it is. And that's all for this lesson. Remember to take your time, take lots of notes, and practice everything in this lesson before moving on. And I'll see you again in the next lesson. 그럼 다음에 또 봐!